We are now going to talk about the National AIDS Coordinating Committee's artwork competition, which is coming up. It is an initiative that is geared towards raising awareness, and it is for children between the ages of 5 and 18, I believe it is. I'm going to correct that just now if I was wrong. Don't worry. We have Nicole Hendrickson, who is a member of the NACC. Good morning and welcome. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Did I get that correct? 5 and 18?
Yes.
Yes, there you go, there you go. I read this morning, I made sure and I sat down and I read and I got the information. So tell me about this competition, the National AIDS Coordinating Committee's Artwork Competition 2019 with the theme, It's Beautiful to Know.
Right, so we recognize that information around that age group is not getting through the way we would appreciate. And if we understand how different people learn in terms of the multiple intelligence, we decided that an art competition could possibly be a different modality to get information for that age group within that age group. So we're hoping that the creativity from that age group would assist in sharing information around HIV.
Yeah. But 5, that's a really young age.
It is, but if we recognize that some of the statistics coming out, that unfortunately the age of sexual debut is around 11. Yes, unfortunately. But that is when they reach to us in terms of information sharing. Of course, it may start from much younger. So if
Wait, could you repeat that? It starts at 11.
Well, that is what we have on paper. But by the time that it may get documented, it may have been happening years before, unfortunately.
Oh my! What is the cause for something like this?
There are lots, unfortunately, lots of different reasons. There are multiple. It's just that people may make a decision that somebody who is in a less powerful position may make a better sex partner, unfortunately. I mean, it's unfortunate that somebody may make that decision, but but you know, those things are unfortunately about power, but that's not what we can do.
Yeah, I know, but you said it and it popped like, oh, really? Is it that bad? You know, people really don't think about it like that. So having a competition like this, getting the young people involved, it can raise awareness and educate them, which is important.
Right. And of course, remember, we recognize that chalk and talk doesn't work. And even though an older person may tell a younger person, but just in terms of talking to them at their language. So maybe a 5-year-old may use something that another 5-year-old may say, oh, so like, for example, SpongeBob. They may use SpongeBob as a medium. And there's a particular age group that is still interested in SpongeBob. You know, it may still be adults, but as I said, just using modalities that another child may be interested in and may talk that language. So that's as early as 5.
Yeah, and it's all part of the art competition and the Child Abuse Prevention Month, and that takes place throughout the month of April. And, you know, the Office of the Prime Minister really wants to sensitize people on this initiative and what is being done as well. How can people get involved in something like this? How can a 5-year-old or their parents get them registered? Well, of course, yes,
their parents may have to intercede for them. So it would be best to check out the Facebook page or on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. Also check out the...
What is the search bar? What do we search for? Office of the Prime Minister?
You could either search for the Office of the Prime Minister or National AIDS Coordinating Committee.
Okay.
And then look for the art competition, and you'll get all the information on the pages.
And for the parents who don't use social media.
Right. So you could always, if you're in the Port of Spain area, unfortunately, you could head to Tower D on level 20 and ask for the National AIDS Coordinating Committee, and you should get some information.
Yeah, and you could also check out the website, and there are contact numbers on the screen as well for people to call to make sure that they get the information. Now, this initiative, is it something that the OPM would plan to carry on for a period of time after this month?
I'm hoping so. I assume we're going to use this as a pilot and see how that goes, and then we would troubleshoot and see how we could repeat it.
Oh, how did you all conceptualize this initiative?
As I said maybe before, in terms of recognizing that there are different modalities in which people learn, and there's different modalities in which people take in information.
But then it goes back to having the adults speak with the young people as well.
That is, but we've recognized sometimes in terms of the young people specifically that has sometimes limited results. So as I said, maybe a 5-year-old using an image that another 5-year-old can more relate to, because there are things that they talk about that we have no concept of.
Yeah, and I consider myself to be relatively young.
Exactly. So if they use, as I said, and I use the weirdest example of SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that the children are so into SpongeBob, and as I said, I'm just using that as an example, that they can maybe use another another example that is more relatable to children their ages to get that information across.
Yeah, and this competition, when does it start? The competition itself.
I'm sorry, I unfortunately don't have that information, but I'm assuming everything is on the
but
website.
People can go onto the website
yes.
and get more information as it relates to this competition, which is cultural arts, using art to
right,
really
exactly.
express themselves.
So we've recognized that the literature itself may not be people's go-to.
Yeah.
So as I said, an image may work with somebody who's that oriented.
Yeah, and people tend to be drawn towards art more than you just stand up and I know in schools, and they probably still do this, you have the assembly on mornings and you have the teacher, the principal, somebody standing on a podium and just talking to everybody, and nobody tends to ever listen. I remember when teachers and they stand up at assembly and start to talk, you're like, oh my goodness, they're really going to have us standing up here and they're going to talk, and nobody ever paid attention. So probably this is something that might really attract the young people.
We're definitely hoping, and I said, and it's really interesting that we made a decision that we're using that young age, because as I said, because of and remember, children of that age are more tactile and visual. They're not really into words as yet. So that's
and then you have the use of social media.
Yes.
And people look to social media, they might see an image.
Right. So the 15 to 18 age group may more gravitate to a social media platform.
Actually, I see my nephews, they are like 6 and 7, and they're always online doing something.
Right, because of the fact that the gadgets themselves are tactile things. And remember, as children, we mostly use either our mouth or our hands.
Yeah. Well, I want to wish you all the best with this initiative.
Thank you so much.
The OPM looking to raise awareness, and the ages 5 to 18. You can go onto the Office of the Prime Minister's Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter page, get all the information there. You can also check out the website or give them a call to get all of the information about this initiative, which is the National AIDS Coordinating Committee's Artwork Competition 2019. Thank you very much, Nicole Hendrickson, for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me.
Chatting with us. We take a break and come back with more stories.